Hello dear friends, I wanted to pop in today. It's been a little while since I made a video. I have moved once, maybe twice already since my last video. I am now in my refurbished camper and near my daughter's until I find something permanent, unless this becomes permanent. And I really like this. I've got my craft room, sewing room all set up, cozy and happy. I still have to paint my walls, but so far they're looking pretty good. They're a nice soft white, and I'll get that going sooner or later. But the most important part is I have an office space and a craft space. I have signed up for several ornament swaps, and I wanted to share one with you that I have made just yesterday. Not because just yesterday I realized I only had 2 days left to mail it. And I'm going to go ahead and show you my fingernail polish. My mom's going to have a fit and something to say about it, but it is what it is. I did manage to sneak in a tiny vacation up in the mountains with my children this last weekend. And that's where I picked up this head coat, because it was 30 degrees and we biked 35 miles down a mountain in Virginia, and it was worth every tissue I have gone through. So I couldn't just make an ornament. I thought I would make something else to go along with it, to give it so it's just not an ornament. So here I have some dyed ticking. It was actually a red ticking, and when I put it in the bleach and then in coffee, a coffee stain, I got this lovely dark color. I just love it. And I ripped it and cut it with pinking shears. Here's the actual ornament that I made. This is one of the new IOD molds right here. And this is from the new IOD. Here's a bunch of my stamps that I use. Stamps as well. They are a new release, and I'm just absolutely in love with them, and I'm sure I'll use them for years and years to come. I couldn't wait to get the molds for the casting here. On the back, I will clean this up with some tape. I have covered it in felt. As you see, I've stained it with some darker paint, and then I've gone over it with some gold and some white, just a couple of pins. I don't see the white one now. Just use a Sharpie for the gold accents. This is a piece of paper from a I believe this was a Graphics Fairy or My Porch Prints. I can't remember. Digital file, and I just used one of them and cut it down and put him on there as a little embellishment. I made some roses out of cut up lace. Right, both of those are from the same piece of lace right here out of my bag of bundle here. I'm gonna look to see if I can, yeah, here it is. This is the actual lace I used. I took pinking shears and cut it in half, and this one's the bottom half, and this one's the top half. And I just used a little piece of wire and rolled it around and hot glued it. This is more of the ticking, and this is some wool felt that I made this rose out of, with just a little bit of dyed cheesecloth. These are some let's see here, leaves that I have just laying around. But as you can see, I cut them down significantly. I just cut a piece off and made it quite smaller. Glued all those down. And then I made a little tab and glued it to this pretty little safety pin. I will be including a regular door hanger, ornament hanger. I just find these are kind of floppy, and most people have these on their tree or nearby, but I like to add a little vintage piece on there. So this is what I added for the little extra. I've made a tiny little tag book, and I wanted to give it to the receiver just to have something a little extra. I did first use a technique where you take a piece of Ziploc or just plastic, cover it in Mod Podge, lay the paper down on it, cover that in Mod Podge, wait on it to dry. Takes just a couple minutes, and it gives it this laminated effect, and it's makes the paper a little more durable as well. I have grunged it up a little and torn it and made it look aged. I just like to do that. Added a couple of these hole protectors that I dye ahead of time. I just buy a whole pack. They're like $1, and some of them I keep plain, but some of them I stamp on before I color it with some ink, and some I just leave plain. This is like one of those things when I'm in between projects I'll do, and it's so satisfying just to have those sitting around and you're like, oh, I think I need a hole protector, and oh my goodness, I have some really pretty ones right here. So this is the back. I just used a different one. These were tags. I'm pretty sure this is my porch prints, but yes, I'm pretty sure, and I'm sorry for not knowing that ahead of time. I made some little ribbons just to go in there, give it some accent. And on the inside, I included a tiny little bag just for like a gift card. I made a pocket right here so that this will easily fit in and close up. Now, inside of my bag is the fun. Let's see. I got them packed in there because I wanted to give her several tags. Here's a sweet little tag to kind of go in the same theme, St. Nick, you know. And this one's a double, actually. She could use this, or she could just use it all together. Totally depends on the user. She could put to and from on the back. Here's another one. I added a tiny little extra there. She could use that as a single one or all together. Here's one I used, a vintage stamp. This is a real stamp. I had gotten, I don't know, some bundle somewhere. Let's see here. Here's a bigger tag. And I added a little extra thing here that I made. Just one of these ribbon clamps. And I add paper and scraps of fabric and just the tiniest little remnants. I keep a little, not so little, box over here for just these tiny pieces that, I don't know, maybe, you know, I don't hoard like large items, just these tiny things. And that turned out so pretty, and I thought, well, I'll just add it here. On the inside, I added, like the others, an extra tag. So these are kind of like 2-in-1. With, again, my stamp from IOD. Here is one that also has a double. I added this pretty little black ribbon on here. And then when you pull it off, on the inside, there's a tiny little envelope where a note can be added. It is a real live envelope, as you can see. And it's securely tucked away in there behind a pretty ribbon. And this has also a pretty little white ribbon at the top. I sewed this on just for a little added extra effect. Here's another. I just sewed a little piece of ribbon down there and added some beautiful ribbon at the top. I think it just makes a nice effect. And again, all of these fit nicely in my bag. There's a big and a big, and then I've got several small ones, so that she has plenty to choose from. And they make beautiful ornaments on the tree as well. I have saved beautiful tags that were handmade for me from friends for years now, and they are some of my greatest treasures. And I just don't get rid of things like that people make, you know, handmade for me. It's a gift. It's a gift that I can remember, and they didn't have to spend a whole lot of money for it to be meaningful. So here's my gift swap. I hope that my sweet friend enjoys it and has a blessed Christmas and holiday season. And I wish you all the same. I wish you health and happiness. Sorry, I get very emotional. It's just been a hard couple of years for everyone, I believe, and I wish you so much health and happiness. And I pray that the new year brings change, and brings change for the better. Thank you, dear friends, for following, for sharing, for enjoying my art, and for being here with me in this time, in this place. I wish you so much health, so much happiness. I pray peace over you and your family.